Did you know that interest rates are very near to an all-time low? As of today, here in August of 2019, we're looking at interest rates under 4%. We haven't seen that in a while, and it's way below historic lows. So keep watching this video where I'm going to talk about how your purchasing power is affected just by a 1% increase in interest rates. And also I'm going to be with my buddy Nick Zwiebel from Caliber Mortgage to talk about some refinancing options to take advantage of the low interest rates, appreciating home values, and loosening standards of mortgage procedures. So keep watching the video for more information. Today we're here with Nick Zwiebel. Nick is at Caliber Home Loans. He's one of the best in the business when it comes to financing. He's one of our go-to guys when it comes to lenders. Nick, say hello.
Hello, everyone.
All right, Nick's here, great. So today I like to bring in good professionals to help us understand what's going on in the marketplace. And as many of you know, the interest rates are lower than they've been in a long time. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about how these lower interest rates affect you and how you could be missing out if you go ahead and leave these interest rates behind and don't jump on these right now. Okay, of course, as always, our mission is to educate and empower our clients to make great real estate decisions, and our promise is to provide current and valuable information to help you understand the marketplace and processes to effectively navigate the marketplace. All right, so Nick, mortgage rates, where are they hovering at right now? We're in August, 6th or 7th of 2019, and 4%, below 4%?
Yeah, we're just approaching below 4%, high threes on a 3-year fix with excellent credit. So we're back down to approaching historic lows.
Yeah, and they're trying to help stimulate this economy. Fall is going to be a great time, I'm telling you. There's going to be houses on the market. Interest rates are going down. It's pretty cool. Last year, 2018, I was seeing 5% out there, almost 5% for clients, and now we're looking at under 4%. So let's just talk about how that affects you. This really affects your purchasing power in a good way right now, but if you're missing out, we're going to show you what you're missing out on. All right, let's talk about a scenario, right, of a buyer who's in the marketplace. He's looking to buy a house. And let's just say he has $50,000 of equity, whether it's coming from a house sale or savings or a gift, whatever it is. He has that for a down payment, and he qualifies for conventional financing. Okay, so that's pretty good. He's going to have good credit. He's ready to go. And what happens is when someone calls me about buying a house, I send them over to one of my best lenders like Nick. And what Nick's going to do is Nick's going to take them. He's going to get their credit, he's going to get their income, he's going to get their debt, all their stuff. And he's basically trying to figure out the maximum amount of debt that they can get or maximum amount of payments they can get, right? Because it's a debt to income ratio. Right. And from that, he's going to take the current rate, he's going to extrapolate it out and give you a number of which is your maximum purchase price based upon those terms. Right. So let's just say in this scenario, you got a $1,400 max principal, interest, taxes, and insurance payment, fairly straightforward, and that equals at 4% about a $250,000 maximum purchase price. With $50,000 down, that's about a $200,000 loan. Okay, pretty straightforward, great scenario in today's market. Now, let me show you what happens when you have just 1% of an interest rate bump, either up or down. So in this scenario, of course, we talked about the same parameters. At 4% APR, which is where we're sitting about right now, you're going to have that much $200,000 financed, about $1,400 a month. So those numbers actually come in really good, and you have no mortgage insurance, right? So with 20% down, you avoid mortgage insurance for the most part, and bam, that's a great, very straightforward scenario. But let's just say it was last year at this time or next year at this time, which we could be in the fives again. At 5% APR, you're going to still finance the same amount. However, your payment goes from $1,396 to $1,515 per month, right? That means you got to finance that 1% over the course of a year. Every year, you're paying 1% more in interest. That right there takes you over the payment, and of course, with that much right there, you don't qualify. Okay? There's a couple options if you're stuck in this scenario, right? And just show you how they're not great options, but they are options. You want to lower the purchase price, right? At 5%, because you missed out, that purchase price with 20% down and no PMI, that goes all the way down to $22,500. You said about 1% is about 10% of the price?
Correct.
Yeah. So literally, that takes you down and you lose $27,500 in purchasing power. That's pretty amazing. Now, sometimes you can also put less money down because you want to save some of that money for better payments or pay off some debt. In this instance right there, let's say you put 15% down. With 15% down, you introduce mortgage insurance, right? Anytime you finance less than 20%, you basically are paying the mortgage, people who owe the mortgage, they're paying their insurance on your loan. Okay, it adds what, $80 to $150, anywhere in there?
Yeah, depending on how much the down payment is, it can definitely add anywhere from 80 to 100, sometimes more depending on the loan amount.
Yeah. So in this instance, you take your purchase price all the way down to $200,000 because you're throwing $80 to $100,000 of mortgage insurance, so you lost $50,000 of purchasing power. That could be next year at this time, or could have been last year at this time. So to top it off, you can lose 10 to 20% of your purchasing power if interest rates go up just 1%. That's pretty amazing to me. 1% feels like it shouldn't be that big of a difference, but it is, right? Okay, let's say this scenario, you're good. This is why you want to call us to purchase a house this fall, because it's a great time. Houses actually are going to be on the market longer, better prices, better rates, awesome scenario. Let's talk about a situation where now you're going to look at refinancing because you're in the home you want, but you don't want to move, right? You're in the right school district, you like your house, but it's really tempting with these interest rates. So Nick, talk us through some scenarios where refinancing might be an advantage to them.
Yeah, there's a lot of different advantages to refinancing. One of the biggest ones is just getting a lower monthly payment because you have a lower interest rate. So if you're currently on a 30-year fixed, you're over 4.5%, 5%, or some people are still higher and missed out on the previous refinancing opportunities. Just getting a lower interest rate and reducing your monthly mortgage payment. But there's also other advantages of refinancing too. With house prices, how they got up over the last few years, if you currently are paying mortgage insurance, or a lot of people call it PMI, you may be able to refinance for a lower interest rate and also get rid of the monthly PMI.
Your equity goes about 20%, you avoid PMI, right?
Correct, correct. Which some people, as we discussed, could be paying anywhere from 80 to 100, in some cases even more than $100 a month in PMI. So just getting rid of that could save a lot of people greatly just by refinancing. Also, if you have any home improvements, maybe you're looking to do an addition, fix up your house, add some modern items to your house, you can look at getting cash out of the house, whether that's a full cash out refinance or just taking out an equity loan, which is a second mortgage to pull out cash to do some of your home improvements or to use some of the money to consolidate debts. Also, another thing too that's great about refinancing today is if you're currently on a 30-year, but you've been in it for 4, 5, 6 years, you have PMI, and your interest rates are higher, you may be able to shorten your term down to a 15 or a 20-year, get rid of the PMI, get a shorter term, lower interest rate, and your payment may not go up very much at all. And then another thing too is over the last 10 years, well, we haven't been doing a lot of them, but some people are still on what's called adjustable rate mortgages, where they're fixed for a certain amount of time, and then after that adjustment period, they may go up. So this might be an ideal time to refinance to get onto a low fixed rate mortgage, so that way you don't have to worry about your payment going up 2, 3, 4, 5 years whenever that adjustment does happen.
Yeah, so a lot of different scenarios out there where refinancing or purchasing could be to your advantage right now. We have kind of the trifecta of the perfect scenario. Home values are skyrocketed, interest rates are historic lows, credit guidelines are loosened up just a little bit. Now, that's a blanket statement. You still have to qualify and stuff like that, but some really good scenarios out there for you to really take a look at your home right now, whether you're going to purchase, sell and purchase, or to refinance. I would highly suggest you give one of us a call. So here's Nick's information. You can go to Caliber Home Loans, search him. Here's his Facebook page right here. They have a great business page for Nick and his home loans. I'm going to include this all with wherever I put this on social media. It's going to be out there. There's his contact information. Screenshot that. Give him a holler. It's worth the phone call just to find out whether or not you're going to save money. Everyone wants to save money. And right now, they're trying to get this stuff going. That's why interest rates are low. Lastly, here's our information. For any information about us and what we do, go to teambober.com. You can personally call me at 312-5076, Chris at NebraskaRealty.com. So, Nick, thank you so much for coming out.
Thank you,
it's great to have good people out there in the marketplace to help you get to the home of your dreams. So give us a holler, whether or not these interest rates make you make a move or make you make something happen out there. Give us a holler. It's good just to find out. So thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.